from the early matchups, let's take a look at how the late games are turning out. The Dolphins and Chargers are about to go final in LA with less than 20 seconds on the clock. The Chargers trying to get something done to lift themselves back over Miami, who did not play last week. The New York Jets trail the Oakland Raiders by 22 points, 42-20, with 3:25 left in the fourth, in Oakland at the Coliseum. The Dallas Cowboys and Denver Broncos had a weather delay late in the first quarter of that game in Denver in the Mile High City, and the Broncos now lead 21-10 over the Dallas Cowboys at halftime after things got back going there. The Washington Redskins lead the Los Angeles Rams at the LA Coliseum by a field goal, 20-17. Still with plenty of time left in the fourth quarter in that game at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. And the San Francisco 49ers lead their NFC West rivals, the Seattle Seahawks, also by a field goal, 9-6, in Seattle, with 11:36 left in the fourth quarter. And now let's take a look at how some of the key takeaways from those early games. Joe Flacco and his gang in Baltimore were really dominant again, just like last week with the Bengals, and they did it again today over Cleveland. So they are now 2-0 in a good position in the AFC North, better than when they were wrapping up the 2016 season, and the Cleveland Browns off to a familiar start. They're now 0-2. These two teams also squared off to a similar result in Week 2 last year in 2016. So the Ravens, the 24-10 victors earlier today at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And Greg Olsen did get injured today against the Bills with the Carolina Panthers win in Charlotte today over the Buffalo Bills, but Cam Newton was a big help for that Carolina Panthers squad, who helped them return to form somewhat, and LaShawn McCoy and his Buffalo Bills gang just not the same after their big Week 1 upset win over their AFC East rivals, the New York Jets. So that was the story there in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Bank of America Stadium. The Arizona Cardinals and Indianapolis Colts needed some extra time today at Lucas Oil Stadium, but the Cardinals were the 16-13 victors over the Colts in overtime at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Larry Fitzgerald doing some magic for the Cardinals, things that they couldn't get done last week in Detroit, and the Colts, of course, suffering Andrew Luck's loss. He won't be back until sometime next month, so they're down to their second-string quarterback there in Indianapolis. The Titans and Jaguars squared off in an AFC South battle. The Titans pulling off a 3-touchdown win, 37-16, the final score there earlier today in Jacksonville, Florida at the Everbank Field. And Blake Bortles was still somewhat of a help for the Jaguars, although Marcus Mariota's Titan squad ultimately prevailed in the long run there at Everbank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. The Kansas City Chiefs eked out an upset win, what could be considered an upset over the Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz-led Philadelphia Eagles, 27-20, the final score there earlier this afternoon at the Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And the Chiefs really got it done today, pulling off another second-half victory over their Thursday night win last week over the New England Patriots. And the Eagles now 1-1 on the 2017 regular season. Speaking of the Patriots, they were the 36-20 victors over the New Orleans Saints in the Crescent City. Rob Gronkowski got injured scoring a touchdown, but it didn't matter because he and Tom Brady really teamed up to beat Drew Brees-led Saints today at the Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. The Pittsburgh Steelers remain undefeated on the 2017 season after their 26-9 win over the Minnesota Vikings today. Roethlisberger and Bryant doing some magic for that Pittsburgh squad today at Heinz Field, and the fans had to have loved it there. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their first game of the season won big over the Chicago Bears, who have yet to win a game. Still in 2017, they're now 0-2 with a loss at the hands of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Jameis Winston. 29-7, the final score there on Florida's West Coast. Stay tuned for more in just a bit. Alright, welcome back. The Miami Dolphins managed to pull off a 2-point win over the Los Angeles Chargers in Carson, California. 19-17, the final score there in Carson, California. And the Chargers now win this still in Los Angeles. So that was how it went down today. There were still some pretty good plays on both sides there in that Dolphins-Chargers matchup, but the Dolphins prevailed in their first game of the season after their Buccaneers matchup was postponed to Week 11 due to Hurricane Irma. And another final just coming in, the Oakland Raiders stay undefeated with a 45-20 win over the New York Jets, who have been really struggling in these first 2 weeks of the regular season. They fall to 0-2 on the season. And still 20-17 in Los Angeles. The Redskins lead by 3 over the Rams still, with plenty of time left in the fourth quarter. And the Seattle Seahawks just scored a touchdown with extra point pending over the San Francisco 49ers, 12-9. Seattle now with 7 minutes left at CenturyLink Field. Stay tuned, because coming up at 8:30 tonight Eastern Time, the Atlanta Falcons open their new stadium in Sunday Night Football on NBC against the Green Bay Packers, both coming off Week 1 wins. So this will be a matchup to watch in Sunday Night Football on NBC about an hour and a half from right now. And then tomorrow night is the Monday night matchup for Week 2 between the Detroit Lions and the New York Giants in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Stay tuned because there's one more update coming tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. Keep it here on the NFL Week 2 live stream.